You know that you've started believing in God properly when the question of whether or not God exists starts to become a little comic. You see, you've reached a point where you realize the necessity of confronting the existential depth of reality. And in a sense, the kind of atheism that is engendered by the question, does God exist? Does science explain God? Is ultimately proof that you haven't really dealt with the existential reality that you're facing, in which it's not a question of whether God exists, it's a question of what are you talking about? You see what I mean? That conceptual reality, the depth of it is so total that what the concept of God kind of emerges inevitably as just a response to the inevitable depth of the thing. And atheism, because it really wants to maintain that the human mind is sort of the pinnacle of what creation has generated, allows you to avoid falling over the cliff into the depths of meaning. In a way, science and scientism holds off existentialism from taking over any kind of existentialism, whether it be atheistic existentialism, which is not even really atheism as we know it, if you ask my opinion, or hardcore Christian existentialism, which is the correct point of view. But nonetheless, atheism, as it's the Richard Dawkins atheism, as it's known, is essentially just a measure to hold back the existential abyss that confronts anyone who really dares to think about it. And, the traditional 19th century atheists got this, particularly Nietzsche. He got that, atheism was a deep, true atheism is almost not atheism. It's a deep gap of meaning which something has to fill the void, and he puts the Ubermensch there as God. But he doesn't have the kind of casual Richard Dawkins atheism. When the man comes screaming, God is dead, do you know what we have done? I mean, he's really talking about, if God doesn't exist, the superego's a lie, essentially. And then it must be filled with some sort of radical self-actualization.